Welcome back everyone to part 2 of this week-long trip in deer country. It was a tough few days on that last video that you've seen. We received a lot of rain, and at the end of the video there we had a day and a half of rain, just full rain. We ended up with about 80 mil of rain, so we weren't able to get out that much. But the plan for the start of this video was, as soon as the rain finished, we would go out, track some roads, track some spots where the deer usually travel, check if any scrapes have been cleaned out. The stags usually go and clean their scrapes out after a rain, and just do a bit of tracking, check a few spots where deer would go into to get out of the weather, like thick tea tree patches, stuff like that. So that was the plan for the start of the video. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. We just stalked into this tea tree patch here where the deer used to bed a lot, especially after shit weather. We've come in there and there's no beds in here, no scrapes. There's fresh shit but no old stuff, so they haven't been in here living, they've only been just in here during that shit weather, I reckon. So, don't know what's going on with here, but yeah, not the sign we were hoping for. Last night, that's scratching the top of that. Yeah, they might just be starting to move back in. Could be what's going on. Well, that's how it looked, because there's no old shit like there used to be piles on it. There's not, so they've been out of it for a while now. Oh, I'd say you're right. They're just starting to move back in probably. Went back to the shack and had something to eat and a cup of tea. We're just driving up the road here, tracking it, and found a bit of deer sign early when they walked up there in the rain, but only a doe. Just going down this corner here where there's used to be a scrape in here a few years ago, and Dad shot a stag not far from here, and it went real quiet, so we reckon it was his stag, but it's in that, just a part of the bush here where they trade through, so there's a chance that another stag could easily pick it up. I'm coming into here now and it doesn't look like there's been anything in here. No, nothing's been in here.
Here's where the old scrape was. Just there. Oh, hang on. No, there is a scrape. Yep, there's a stag here. That's good to see. Hasn't been a stag in this corner for a few years. It looks like could be one now. Broke off a few branches just here. It's good. It's good. I'll keep searching here for a minute, but knowing there's a scrape, there's all we really need. He's belted this tree here, look. That's the size of a mature stag, isn't it? Look. That's old, but he's come and freshened it up. That's pretty fresh, that. Still green leaves on it. He's been there before and come back. He's here somewhere. That was rough last year. Yeah. We're red hot on a stag in here. There's rubs on the road about probably a week or two old. But he's been in the last couple of days and freshened them up. There's trachea everywhere. But it's not a spot you can that's gonna be our sit. Can be our sit in the morning. It's not a spot you can stalk, it's too thick. So we're just gonna get up here on this old log land in here and just sit in the morning. There's a big chance he'll come up there. And he's rubbed a big tree, like it's a big rub, so it's a good chance he's a mature deer. We're just trying to figure out if it's a morning or a night shoot, but I think it's a morning. And carrying on here. Big print. Good stag. There's always mature stag on this bank here somewhere. We just got I reckon this is the spot. This is where we'll be coming in the morning. It's been a tough couple of days. Last time I spoke to you, we were tracking the road. Dad and I checked the nice spot up in this little logging road. They'd been thrashed to pieces. You've seen all that. And planned to hunt him the next morning. I woke up crook, but Dad still went for a hunt and nothing turned up. I think he heard the stag below him, so he pushed down a bit lower and found 3 scrapes that he'd freshened up that morning. And, so we had a sit on him last night as well. Didn't see him, but a lot of rain overnight, thunder and lightning, and it's just stopped on daylight, so we're heading out just to see if there's anything about still on the paddocks in the creek, because it's a good time after this rain to hear one roaring, I reckon. So, and hopefully after the rain they're hanging out a little bit longer out on in the clear, so we'll get up there and have a look. you seen it. We knew there was going to be a stag there somewhere with a mob of does that size anyway. He walked out, a real nice black stag, over 200 that's for sure. And he was herding up his does and taking them home by the look of it, so we know where they're headed. It's where we found them rubs the other morning, or the other day. The dad sat on yesterday morning. You can see he was ready for home. He herded them does up and they went. There was a couple more there that smelt it as well. Smelt us about 400 yards, which is ridiculous. And yeah, so we're going to set up. The wind won't be any good for him tonight, I don't think, but I reckon we could set up on him in the morning. The problem is he's probably not coming high enough for us to get a look at him, but we got some more deer up here, so we'll have a look at them as well. But hopefully he's a good stag. He's a shooter, that's for sure. We ran into a group of about a dozen does on the way out that had a small stag with them that tried to backdoor us. Got potential. Got that wobble in his right antler, look up high. Yeah. What happened to shooting any stag? Huh? What happened to shooting any? Shooting at that distance. That evening we planned to go hunt that same stag we'd seen that morning, but soon as we started the hunt we realised the wind was not good. So we made a second plan to go and check out a landing that had a few scrapes on it the previous season. Hang on. What's going on here? I can see him. Holy crap. We were just walking down here trying to find this landing down here that we found during the winter. Stag's jumped up and run up here and stopped, and Dad's just dropped him. I don't think he's huge, but I don't think he's what we're looking for. He's not what we're looking for, but he's a stag. Dad said at the start of the season he was going to shoot the first thing that got up, and he's seen 20 stags since then. But this one jumped up and he gave it to him. Oh fuck mate. Oh, plenty of time. Pa. He's not big mate, but still moving. I reckon I'll find him. Must be behind. You stay there and get your eye. Get above him, please. Oh, I'm going to come up. Alright, just get to that rock there, I reckon. He's still moving. I can see his antler. Straight through this gap, see it shining? That's his antler. I don't think he's moving. I think he's done. Just get on this rock here, I reckon, and just fucking watch for a minute. After the year I had last year, I didn't know this was going to happen again. What happened last year, Dad?
Well, I got crook. Don't want to go on about that, but I didn't get to hunt at all. And this year, coming back, just remember just how much it meant to me and how much I bloody loved it. This stag ain't a big stag. I really don't care right now. It's just a reflex thing. I see a bit of blade and that as he's going up through the scrub, and he stopped, and I was on him. I just squeezed her off.
I can't believe he stopped.
He was always going to. He was having a look.
He must have been bedded just under here somewhere. Unless he was, I don't think he was walking up the hill. I think he was bedded.
I'd say. I've got to finish it.
Did you eat him?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's his head. He's up, he's up, he's up. Just went down to the right. You see that? There he is. See him? There he is. Right there. You got him. Just goes to show, even when the deer's down, you still got to be careful. A little shot could just knock them off their feet and they can still get up. Well, dead stag. Yeah, tough little bastard. Couple of shots, but
Yeah. First shot, just put him up flat on his back. Thought he was down, a little bit high, but it's hit him in the spine. I didn't think he'd get up. Anyway, he did, and had to do a bit more work, but it's only a little fella, but he's a bush deer, and I wanted to shoot one this year, so he's the one, tagged out. Saw a nice deer this morning that was hoping to get off this bank, but this bloke stood up first. Went for a bit of a run across us and then just stopped and gave me a bit of a look, so I took the shot.
pretty smelly.
Got a little bit of smell about him. I think he'll be alright.
It's date today, 27th, so they're getting up there now.
Yep. I'd rather have shot one for the wall than the table at this stage of the season, but we'll see how he goes. He might make some good sausages.
Hopefully they don't stink too much. It's getting dark, so we'll put the camera away and get in disposed with as quick as possible. We got a bit of a carry out, bit of a shit walk, but yeah, so we better get to work.
That was a tough afternoon for Dad. You could tell after we had the deer on the ground, he wasn't happy with his decision. But when you're in the bush like that and there's a stag running through the bush, they always look bigger than they are. And he made that decision to pull the trigger, and I believe he was happy. He said at the start of the season he was going to shoot any stag he's seen because of how he didn't get out last year, and then the passing obviously of his father late last year was tough as well, so he wanted to get one on the ground for him, and I think he was happy, but once you pull the trigger you can't unpull it, so he made that decision. I did cut it there because we had a fair bit of work to do, and it was getting late. It didn't look very late, but the sun was just setting behind the hill and we were quite away from the shack. We didn't get back to the shack till well after dark. Steve ended up coming up and helping us with the carry out. The next morning we got up, Steve still had a tag, so we all went separate ways. Dad and I went to check a spot that had a few does trading through it. We knew there'd be a stag there somewhere, and I think this footage here made Dad regret his decision to pull the trigger just a little bit more.
He's not too bad, is he? He's a nice stag. Hey. I can just see him. Here he comes. He's not a shooter. He's for me. He's not as good as me. Come through here, you bastards. They better come through here. Yeah, probably wind us before he gets here. He's a bit further back. Oh, he just stopped. He just stopped real quick. He just wants that dough. He just wants that dough. That's all he's worried about. That'll be good. that red spike is up near him now. I can't see him. Oh, he's chasing him. Fuck off.
So that stag there is probably the best stag we've seen this year, and I think Dad was pretty disappointed that he pulled the trigger the night before, because he would have pulled on him. But realistically, he's a nice head, but he's going to be even better next year if he can make it through. So I don't think he was that disappointed that he couldn't shoot it. He's probably a 200 model. Next year he could be a 220. He's just that type of deer. We did end up getting him on trail camera as well a few times. He come to that scrape where we got them other few stags. So we seen, there's probably 5 or 6 different stags on that trail camera. Some weren't as big though, but yeah, there's definitely a few there. Hopefully they get through till next year. Then there'll be a couple of real nice stags there to chase. So yeah. Anyway, that's the end of the deer season for me. Wow, what a adventure it's been. So many firsts. Got my first stag. Yeah, it's just been an epic adventure really. So many stags seen, missed opportunities, and just a great time in the bush. Any time in the bush is a great time obviously, but spending it with Dad and the people you enjoy spending it with just makes it that much better. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this series. I know I really enjoyed making it, and I just want to say thanks to everyone who supported the channel over the whole time, but over the last few weeks has been massive. I started the deer season at about 350 odd subscribers, and we're nearly up to 600 now, which is, it might not sound like much, but for me that's awesome. So yeah, thanks everyone. I hope you enjoyed the season. If you did and you're new around here and you still haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe. We'll have plenty more hunting coming up. Duck season's just started. Wallaby on the dogs soon during the winter, and there'll be I suppose there'll be plenty more deer hunting too, with the doe season running through to November, I think. Yeah, start of November. So yeah. Make sure you subscribe, like this video if you did, and yeah, I will catch you next time. Cheers.